The Lume Aviator is a watch which I thought to be a bit boring from the photos on the web. But once I had it in my hands, I was totally flashed. A great and gorgeous watch, and I really do like it, and I'm so pleased to show it to you, and I'm curious what your view is if you leave it in the comment section below. Hello and welcome to Watch Maxie's Watch Videos. My name is Axel and I'm glad to have you on the show. Well, that's the last video of my small 6-video series of the Lume and Aviator watches, and I saved my personal highlight for last. It's the watch with the lowest price in the portfolio I had on my desk, and it's the watch which really surprised me most. Let me show it to you in the focus, and I hope I can do it. I have to turn the watch a bit, and that's exactly what's so stunning about the watch. If you turn it, it's so completely flashed me, and from the web photos I wouldn't have ordered it. I surely wouldn't have had a deeper look at it, and once in my hand, it's a stunning watch for an extremely fair price, and I'm totally flashed. I may have said this before for other watches, but this is an absolutely gorgeous, great piece of steel, and I hope you will share my view and leave the comments in the section, and you also can subscribe to my channel and don't miss any of my future videos. And now directly to the review of the Lume Aviator. Other than the Archimede Sporttaucher, the Lume Aviator with nearly the same lug-to-lug size of 50mm appears to be too big and too wide on my wrist. I've got a 17cm wrist, 6 3/4 inch, and the horns are pretty flat. They are not bind down, so for me it looks a bit too wide on my wrist. It's really a pity, because I like the watch a lot, but on my wrist it doesn't look good for my personal opinion and perception of style. I really regret it, because I love the watch, but I don't love the look on my wrist. The Lume Aviator is a modern interpretation of a classical Flieger watch. The case diameter is 42mm and the thickness is just below 10mm, 9.5mm to be precise. On the front we have an AR-coated sapphire crystal. On the back we have a mineral crystal. Within the watch there is a Sellita SW200-1 movement. The lug width is 20mm and the lug-to-lug span, or from the other side, the lug-to-lug span is 51mm. The watch has a non-screwed crown. It's just a pull and push crown. The hands are polished steel, and the hands, the top triangle, as well as the little white squares on the outer ring, are filled with luminous colors. The Arabic numbers are polished steel and applied to the dial. The dial itself is a 2-zone dial, and depending on how the light meets the dial, it creates different effects and makes the basically plain watch dial appear like it has a certain depth, and like it could be a step dial, which is not if you look exactly to the watch. But this is something I'm going to show you in the macro view. This is the, it's not really a step dial, it's a 2-zone dial. And the outer zone, let's see if I can get it on the camera, has really tiny small rings. Yeah, I think you can get it. Really nicely done. The hands are polished and filled with luminous color, as well as the triangle at the top and the tiny little rectangular markers on the upper side of the chapter ring. On the upper side of the chapter ring you have the full minute markers, and if you turn the watch and look into the inner side of the chapter ring, you have the split minute markers on the inner side of the chapter ring. Nicely done. And here you can pretty well see how the Arabic numbers are applied to the dial as well as the Lume's logo. Can I get it somehow? Here we have it. Absolutely nicely done. The case is mainly brushed just around the case. However, the chapter ring, the upper side of the bezel, is polished steel, which gives the watch a really nice change of light effects if you turn it. The brushed back, and again the brushed side, and the polished bezel ring. And you can see the Arabic numbers shiver in the light. Really, really nicely done, and it's really an eye catcher of the watch, and I like it a lot. It's really nicely done. The hands have the horns have a special form with a double angle, as you can see here. So you can see the competence of a case making specialist. Absolutely nicely done and well made. If you recall, the Pilot 42 bronze was a torch at night, and how will the modern interpretation of a Flieger watch will do? The Lume's Aviator is at the lower right corner in the bottom row, and at night you can see the hands are clearly legible, and even the small markers are really bright, and the triangle at the top can be read easily. It's not as bright as the Pilot watch, but it's really, really bright and can be easily read. And even in the movie you can see the hands are bright, can be easily read, and I like it. It's a cleaner design than the Pilot's watch, but really, really nice. For this particular watch there are no different options. The only choices you can have in the strap color, and this watch comes as of April 2020 with an official price tag of €640. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was a pleasure to have you on the show. If you liked the video, leave a comment, share your thoughts, share my video with friends, family, co-collectors, leave a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. But most important, look forward to my next videos to come. So do I. Cheers, Axel.